in here.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can sit wherever he wants, and you can sit wherever you want.
Right beside you. You got any questions before we get started?
I don't think I've ever met you. I'm Sergeant Ayler. He's on homicide, and Detective Morales.
Okay. Keep RW. And what's your code? 4582.
How do you spell your name?
Kerrick. I'm just going to start the tape, and then we'll go through everything, okay? Turn it off. That's close. The date is September 14th, 2013. The current time is 07:18 hours. This will be a recorded statement in reference to case number 2013-0914-035002 for the OIS and the B&E 2013-0914-023600. Interview will be taking place at the Law Enforcement Center in Injury Room 2227. Present Detective E.V. Morales, Sergeant L. Ayler, Attorney M. Green, and Officer R. W. Kerrick, that's Kerrick, code number 4582. Officer Kerrick, you understand this being recorded?
Yes.
Okay. And are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. And I just want you to relax. Just want to go over a couple things with you, okay? I want you to know that there are two parallel investigations going on right now, okay? The first investigation is the criminal investigation. That's what we're investigating, okay? There is a second and simultaneous investigation going on, and that's an internal investigation which is being taken care of by our internal affairs department, okay? Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I want you to understand you're not in any trouble, okay? You are free to leave at any time. You're here voluntarily, okay? And this is a voluntary statement, okay? You don't have to talk to us, but what we really would like to do is just, to help us with our investigation, we'd like to get your side of the story and get everything that happened tonight, okay? With that said, are you willing to talk to us right now?
Yes.
Okay. Great. We appreciate that very much. There's a couple of things we have to do administratively real quick before we get into everything. All right. Okay. What was your date of hire?
March 22nd, 2010.
2010 census? Okay.
Were you an early hire?
I worked for Animal Control for a year.
Okay, so when did you actually
I started the academy April 25th of 2011.
Okay. Had you had any prior law enforcement or military experience?
No.
What's your current assigned division?
Hickory Grove.
And what shift do you assign?
Third.
And what are your hours?
8:15 p.m. to 6:30 a.m.
What's your call sign?
12/12/16.
Yes, okay. And what radio towers are you on?
Hickory Grove, Independence.
Do you want any water or anything?
Who's your supervisor?
Sergeant Couts. Tonight,
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Couts.
And what uniform are you wearing tonight?
This BDU.
Okay, the uniform you're wearing currently. Okay. What's your height and weight?
5'7", 158 pounds.
How much sleep did you get before shift tonight?
7 hours.
And did you work any off-duty prior to working shift?
Yes, sir.
What vehicle were you in?
Vehicle was 028.
Were you the driver or passenger?
Driver.
And did you have a passenger?
No.
Did you use your DMVR tonight?
I did.
And what time?
For the emergency response.
Okay.
Was it on during this incident, or did you turn it off?
It was turned off when I arrived on scene.
And you had to do that manually, correct?
All right, do me a favor, make your duty weapon safe.
Sure.
And place it on the table.
Do you have did you get any blood or anything on your uniform?
Let me check your hands.
My hands, medic had put some
Clean
stuff
it
on
Okay,
his
that's fine, yeah, no, it's just more for your safety. But you do have some on your uniform?
Yes. Boots.
Boots, okay.
Okay.
And obviously the
Yeah.
firearm now.
Okay. Can you also give me, replace your other, your extra 2 magazines for your pouch? Your duty weapon is a
Unload on.
okay. Smith & Wesson M&P 40.
Yes.
Serial number is MPV 5520. Number of magazines you have is 3. Do you have any additional magazines at all?
No.
3 on you? Okay.
Do you carry a backup weapon?
Do you have any secondary weapons issued to you? Shotguns?
No.
ARs? Nothing like that?
Shotgun in the vehicle.
Okay.
There's a shotgun sitting in the car.
You have 1 Winchester 40 S&W in the chamber. Magazine in the magazine well. One, 2, 3 live rounds in the magazine, which was in the magazine well.
That holds 15.
Yes.
Correct, 15 plus 1, 16.
Yes. Mag pouch.
What, I'm sorry?
No, I'm speaking out loud to myself here. $15 for magazine and mag pouch. For second man punch. Put all this stuff on you. You said you don't have a backup weapon? Yes. Okay. And you do have a shotgun in the car. Did you deploy that tonight? Yes. Okay. Present. Did you take any notes or anything tonight? No notes? Okay. What we're gonna do is just go through everything. Okay. Just from when you checked on tonight. And just go through everything, calls for service, you answered tonight, what you did, up through and, up to and through the event which occurred tonight, okay?
Okay. I went out to my patrol car after roll call, checked my car over, got logged on, got a found property call, preference of firearm, went to the house, picked it up, turned it into property control. Went back to the office, completed the report, left the office, received another call for service. Trying to think of what it was.
That's okay.
Answered one or two more calls for service. Then I went to eat dinner around 12 o'clock. Came back. Went to another call for service. Was at Marston, the gas station. Left there. Went to zone check. Our Cricket store. They sent a CAD message that one just got broken into in Dig 3. So checked that. Left there, pulled into the office parking lot. I was fixing to walk inside when I heard priority one B&E call go out. 2 officers got dispatched to it. The suspect was on scene. So I had dispatch add me to the call. I activated my emergency equipment, proceeded to the location. Prior to pulling into the neighborhood, I turned off my emergency equipment. Pulled up on almost right in front of the house. Shone my spotlight. Shone my spotlight around the house, around the property. Didn't see anything. So it was fairly dark right there in that spot. Left my spotlight on and left my headlights on and got out of the car. And I heard something that sounded like yelling or a loud human grunt sound coming from across the street. I didn't pay much attention to it at first, but I heard it again, and it was just I couldn't tell if it was somebody screaming or if it was, I knew it was a human. So I started to walk up. I was the first one on scene. I started to walk up to the house, got about middle way to the driveway, and Officer Thornell pulled up. So I turned around and advised him that I heard somebody screaming across the street.
What do you say, Thornell?
Thornell. Thornell.
That's his last name?
I believe so. He pulled up. I advised him that somebody was down there screaming, yelling, that we should go check it out, because I didn't know if it was related to the B&E. Dispatch had given out the description of a suspect wearing a green shirt, pants, black male. Where they said they were kicking at the door or had tried to push their way in the door. So Thornell takes off to go down there to check and see what that was. So I get back in my patrol vehicle and proceed to go down there as well. As I'm pulling up, Officer Thornell is outside of his patrol car. I see a subject fitting the description of the B&E suspect walking towards Officer Thornell. Officer Thornell had his taser drawn out on the subject, and I could see the dots, the red dots on the suspect's chest, so I knew the taser was on. Since he had taser, I went a little lethal and drew my firearm out. The suspect kept advancing on Officer Thornell, but he deployed his taser. It did not sorry.
Okay.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Taser did not affect the suspect in any way. So I yelled for the suspect to stop. And he turned and faced me and started coming towards me. And he kept coming towards me, and I was yelling, "Stop! Don't move! Don't move! Stop where you're at!" I was actually backing up in the process slowly. Still had my gun drawn on him, but he was completely focused on me. I was giving him loud commands, loud verbal commands, but he just wasn't paying me a bit of attention. Stop. And then when he got within, let's say, 10 feet of me, I fired my duty weapon. It did not faze him. He kept coming towards me. I fired again. And in the process, I was still backpedaling. It started to seem like my firearm just wasn't working. So like I fired three to five shots standing up. Somehow I ended up on the ground. I'm not sure if he pushed me or if he tried to grab me. I ended up on the ground, and he started to advance up my pants leg. And was coming up towards my gun. At some point, I felt him hit my gun or grab at my gun. And I took my left arm and was trying to pull back enough to give myself enough room, still telling him to stop. Nothing I would do. Nothing I would do to get him off of me. And so I fired again. I felt like it was 2 times, and I guess striking him in above the shoulders as he was coming at me, trying to get to my gun. And then I backed away and kept my gun drawn on him. And he was still trying to advance towards me, but I just kept my gun drawn on him. I couldn't see his hands. I kept telling him not to move. Then Officer Parks showed up and put handcuffs on him, and everybody was asking me if I was okay. And I remember just going and sitting in the patrol car.
Okay. I'll just, should we go back through, we're going to go back through everything again, and try to be a bit more detailed this time? Okay.
Do you have your baton on you?
Somebody said I didn't have it. I guess I lost it out there on the ground.
You don't remember pulling it out?
I didn't know that.
Go back to, you said you had arrived back at the team office, is that correct? And prior to going to the call. All right. And what were you going to the team office for?
I was actually going to go try to get a vacation day for today.
Okay.
Saturday.
All right. You said you heard this call go out. How did you hear about this call?
Dispatch sent it out as a priority 1.
Okay. And was it over the radio or
Over the radio.
Okay. You heard it, and what did you do when you heard it over the radio?
2 units were going to it, and they advised that the suspect was on scene. So I said, 12 to 16, you can add me to that meeting.
Okay. Did you immediately leave, or did you go?
I immediately left.
Okay, and that was from where?
From the team office.
Which team office?
Hickory Grove.
Okay.
Team office.
All right.
What was the information being given out over the radio?
What I recall of it is that it was a party one being a female was at home, said somebody was trying to, I don't remember if it said kick in the door or get in the door. And then as I'm driving to the call, another officer had asked dispatch to give out the description, or had asked if this female knew the suspect, because we get that a lot of times. And dispatch advised no. Then the officer had asked the description, and she had said a black male, green shirt and pants. And then other officers were advising where they were at, because she was asking for an ETA for officers, who's closer. And I guess, I ended up being the first one there.
So you received information that a female was home, and that was the caller, correct? And that a suspect was trying to either kick or get in the door?
Correct.
Okay. And the description of the suspect was a black male with a green shirt and pants?
Correct.
Was there anything else that you can recall, any kind of other information?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. And let's go back to when you left the office. What type of response did you utilize to get to this?
Emergency response, emergency
Okay.
equipment.
Okay, and describe that for me.
It's turning on my blue lights, activating my sirens, and running the yards on.
How long, if you recall, and if you don't, or if you don't know, how long do you think it took you to get from the team office, Hickory Grove team office, to the scene?
5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay. All right.
When did you deactivate your blue lights and siren?
About a quarter of a mile from the residence.
What was the purpose for doing that?
I was figured that the suspect was still on the scene. The last update we had, that he was out in the front yard. I figured if he was on scene, I didn't want to spook him off. But if he hears me coming, obviously he's going to run.
Okay. So you're saying you didn't want to alert him?
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. All right. When you arrived on scene, tell me what you saw, what you observed, what you did.
When I arrived on scene, there wasn't hardly any light at this house. It was a very dark front yard. There is a few street lights in the neighborhood, but this particular house is kind of on the corner of the street, kind of where the neighborhood begins. So there's not really, it's very dark right there. There's not a house to the, you're facing the house, there's not a house to the right of it. So the yard was dark. Shone my spotlight in the front yard, looking around to see if I saw anyone. Got out, exited my patrol vehicle, left my spotlight on in the front yard, and that's when I could hear some yelling, grunting across the street, closer to the pool house.
Are you familiar with this neighborhood? Have you been there before? Is
Yes.
this your assigned response area?
It's not my assigned response area, but I have been in the neighborhood.
Where did you park in relation to the house? Were you right in front of it or a couple houses
Kind of
down?
right on the corner of it. Not directly in front of it, but right on the corner of it.
Is this up here? This map?
Here's just the house.
Familiarize yourself with this
Yeah.
map.
This is the house. I parked about right here.
Okay. Draw a box and put a number 1 there for where you park for your patrol vehicle.
Put the direction of the car.
It's not even right real well on that. You can already see.
Yeah, just, it's by your car station.
So you parked just slightly prior to the house.
Correct.
Okay. You said you had shined your spotlight into the yard towards the house.
Right.
Okay. And exited your patrol vehicle.
Yes, sir.
What did you do next?
I began to walk up through here. I was shining my flashlight. Like I said, I could hear the screaming back here. I looked back there a couple of times with my flashlight. I didn't see anything. And right about the time that I got right here in the driveway, another officer was pulling up here.
Okay, so you actually entered the property,
Right.
the curtilage itself?
Right.
Okay.
Which officer was this?
This was Officer Ford.